unfortunately, North Korea supporting the Russian Federation is not a uniting factor between South Korea and Ukraine, despite the fact that South Korea has huge potential of military-industrial complex which could have helped Ukraine to counter the Russian Federation. Together with North Korea, we did not get the military support, and in the future, we most likely will not get it as well. The second thing is that it did not unite us in one, create the axis which will counter Moscow opinion axis. And inside Northern Korean, there are two opposite opinions on how to build their policy regarding North Korea, and therefore we can see regular when progressive political democratic party is the leading one, we can see that the relations between North and South Koreas are warming, and then the conservatives are coming back, and then we can see more acute phase. And the war of the Russian Federation against Ukraine is in two phases. We can say even that there were different periods, because on the first stage in 2022, in the beginning of 2022, the democratic Moon Jae-in was ending his presidency, and he helped this meeting to happen between Trump and between North Korea and the U.S., and therefore he did not respond firmly. How can they be aligned with the Western partners regarding the sanctions? Because he didn't want to spoil the relations with the Russian Federation. And only under the pressure of the U.S., South Korea has to impose their own sanctions and limitations regarding technologies. But then Yoon Suk-yeol was in power, and in his external affairs, he was trying to change the focus of South Korea from South Korean peninsula, because unfortunately they are focused on the security issues only on Korean peninsula. And it's hard for them to accept, partially politically, partially socially. But Yoon Suk-yeol, he tried to overcome these limitations, and that was the reason why we had quite a good dialogue. You remember that he visited Ukraine, and he was very close to giving us the weapon, and he was trying to use the pressure on the Russian Federation, a kind of threat regarding the weapon, in order to make it infeasible for North Korea to cooperate with the Russian Federation, because for North Korea it is mainly the transfer of technologies, and they were trying to use this aspect. But unfortunately, in political circles, in oppositional ones, which had the majority in the parliament, they did not agree completely that South Korea has to have the proxy war in North Korea on the territory of Ukraine, and therefore Yoon Suk-yeol was not able to implement their big desire to give the weapons. And later you remember that we had there was martial law and then impeachment, and now we can see the representative of Democratic political party and the president Lee Jae-myung. He was the head of the opposition. He is absolutely against support of Ukraine, not only military but also financial, because quite often you could have heard that the funds which could have spent on the needs of the Korean society are given to Ukraine. He doesn't agree absolutely that that the previous president supported Ukraine, and he stated that he's going to recover the relations with the Russian Federation and China, because they have an impact on North Korea, and of course North Korea because they want to have some kind of trade relations, and they want to smooth this situation between North Korea and South Korea.